everyone. Today we will discuss general average claim process and how the general average is calculated. Once general average is declared, an average adjuster is assigned to the case. An average adjuster is a person who calculates average claims, especially for marine insurance. Average adjusters are experts in marine insurance law and they may be appointed by any party in a marine claim or dispute. Now, irrespective of the identity of the instructing party, the average adjuster is bound to act in an impartial and independent manner. So, let's take a look at a very general example of how an average adjuster will work through a general average claim process that arose from a fire on board the ship. First, the adjuster is going to put together a figure for the total general average claim value. This figure will include all the expenses that went into the effort to save the ship from peril. In the case of a fire, these might include but are not limited to the expenses of safe harbor fees, a tugboat to safe harbor, or the cost of forwarding the cargo on if the voyage cannot continue. For the sake of simple understanding, let's say those expenses are equivalent to $5 million. This is the total amount that must be paid by all the parties involved in the sea voyage. Now, in order to calculate how much each party must contribute, the average adjuster will look at the total value of the voyage and what percentage of that belongs to each party. Secondly, those percentages will then be applied to the general average claim value. And lastly, the resulting amounts are the general average contributions for each party involved in the voyage. Now, one important thing to be borne in mind is a general average contribution is separate from a claim for any lost cargo. Now, let's look at an example here on how we can calculate general average and how the process of the general average claim goes about. Now, let's assume all the expenses here are $5 million. This is the total amount that is to be paid by all the parties who are involved in the sea venture. Now, here the adjuster will look at the total value of the voyage. Now, the total value of the voyage will include the vessel owner's interest and also the cargo owner's interest. If there are more than one cargo owner, let's say there are 4 or 5 cargo owners, then all the cargo owners' interest will be taken into consideration. Now let's assume that the total value of the ship is $10 million and the total value of cargo on board is $8.5 million. That means here the total contributory value is $18,500,000. Now let's see how the breakdown of this value goes. Vessel owner's interest, as I told you, is at $10 million. Cargo owner number one interest is valued at $5 million. Cargo owner number two interest is valued at $2 million. Cargo owner three's interest is valued at $1 million. And cargo owner number four's interest is valued at $500,000. Now we need to divide each of these amounts with the total contributory value to get the percentage of each party's interest in the voyage. As I already told you that the value of the ship is $10 million and the total contributory value is $18,500,000. So $10 million needs to be divided by $18.5 million. That is, we get 54% of the vessel owner's interest in the voyage. Now we have to do the similar calculation for cargo owner 1, cargo owner 2, cargo owner 3, and cargo owner 4. Now we see that cargo owner's 1 percentage of interest is 27%, cargo owner 2 is at 11%, cargo owner 3 is at 5%, and cargo owner 4 is at 3%. Then we apply the percentage to the general average claim by multiplying each percentage into $5 million. We know that the vessel owner's percentage of interest in the voyage is 54%. That needs to be multiplied by $5 million, which is the total amount which needs to be paid by all the parties in the sea voyage. Now, cargo owner number one's percentage is 27%, and that needs to be multiplied by $5 million, which amounts to $1,350,000. Similarly, we have to do it for the rest of the cargo owners, that is cargo owner 2, cargo owner 3, and cargo owner 4. Now, what we get the value for cargo owner 2 is $500,000. And for cargo owner 3, we get around $250,000. And for cargo owner 4, we get around $150,000. Now, when you add up all these values, it should contribute an amount to $5 million. Now, the resulting amount which we get, that is the $5 million, amounts to the general average contribution for each party that are involved in the voyage. The amount is what each party in the voyage must pay to cover the cost of general average. Now, in my last lecture, I also discussed with you the principle of general average. General average is based on the principle that which has been sacrificed for the benefit of all shall be made good by the contribution of all. So, with the example that we discussed here, we have seen that what has been sacrificed for the benefit of all is being shared and contributed by all. Thank you.